Tomorrow, I die. I don't expect you to believe me. I'd be crazy to expect it. But I am not mad. And I am certainly not dreaming. But tomorrow I die. And today I must unburden my soul. Listen closely. I'm going to tell you a story, a simple story, about my own terrifying downfall, caused by nothing more than a cat. I wasn't always like this. Once I was known for my tenderness. I loved animals. My wife and I, we had birds, goldfish, a dog, and a cat. Pluto. He was a beautiful animal, entirely black, no white hair anywhere. He was my favorite. He followed me everywhere. But then the disease came, alcohol. Do you know how it changes a man? Day by day, I grew more moody, more irritable. I stopped caring about others. I started cursing at my wife. Eventually, I even hit her. The pets suffered too. But Pluto, for a long time, I spared Pluto. Until that night. I came home drunk, late. I grabbed the cat, roughly. He was scared. He bit my hand. Just a slight wound. But the demon inside me awoke. My soul seemed to fly right out of my body. Pure, gin-fueled fury took over. Then I took a penknife from my pocket. I opened it. I grasped the poor beast by the throat, and I deliberately cut one of its eyes from the socket. I blush even now. I burn strictly to think of it. But the guilt didn't last. I drank it away. And then, one morning, in cold blood, I slipped a noose around the cat's neck and hung it from the limb of a tree. I cried while I did it. I knew it was a sin, a deadly sin. And that very night, I was awakened by fire. My house was burning. Everything lost. Months passed. I was back in the taverns, and there I saw it, another black cat. It looked exactly like Pluto, except for one thing. On its chest was a splash of white fur. I took it home. My wife loved it, but I began to hate it. That white patch of fur, it started to change shape. It wasn't just a blob anymore. It took the shape of a terrible machine. The gallows. The symbol of death, of murder. One day, my wife and I went down to the cellar. The cat followed me down the steep stairs and nearly tripped me. That was it. Madness seized me. I grabbed the axe. I swung it, aiming for the animal. But my wife, she caught my arm to stop the blow. I was furious at her interference. I pulled my arm free and buried the axe in her brain. She fell dead instantly, without a groan. Now I had to hide the body. I couldn't take it out. The neighbors would see. I decided to wall it up in the cellar. I pulled out the bricks, placed the body inside, and carefully relaid the wall. And when I finished, it looked perfect. No one would ever know. And the best part? The cat was gone. I was free. days later, the police arrived. I was calm. Why wouldn't I be? They searched the house. Nothing. They went down to the cellar. I folded my arms, watching them. They were about to leave, but I couldn't help myself. I had to brag. "Gentlemen," I said, "this is a very well-constructed house." And in my wild confidence, I tapped heavily with a cane upon the very brickwork that hid the corpse of my wife. But then a voice answered me, a cry like a sobbing child, quickly swelling into a long, loud, and continuous scream, utterly inhuman, a howl from hell. The police tore down the wall. The body of my wife stood erect before them, and sitting on her head, with its red mouth open and one eye of fire, sat the hideous beast that had seduced me into murder. I had walled the monster up within the tomb.